Alright, so we're headed to Oak Ridge to pick up our camper. Or we're going to try to pick it up anyway. I'm not sure if we're actually going to get it today. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. They built a pole barn around it 17 years ago when it was parked. So we're going to go out there, put some new wheels and tires on it. I'm going to try to manhandle it around with the avalanche here. Try to yank it out of where it's at, and hopefully we can pull it home tonight. If not, we'll be taking John with us tomorrow to get it, but we'll just see what happens. Here's the camper, guys.
I really do this earlier and kind of forgot about it and didn't think about it. Just tighten it a little bit and then go on and start to loosen your tire. And once you get them,
I'm going to go ahead and get the jack under here. Well, I huffed and I puffed and I broke off a lug nut. Guys, I've been up here yanking on these lug nuts for a good 2 hours. I'm soaked with sweat. I have heated them up with a torch. I have soaked them in penetrating oil, liquid wrench up there, and I'm not having any luck. So we're gonna go home, get John, and come back in the morning. If we can't figure anything else out, we might have to just drag this thing up on a trailer or something to get it home. I just spent 2 hours, okay? 2 hours out there sweating my nads off, yanking, tugging, heating lugs up with a torch. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, it is impossible for these things to be this tight. I mean, I would turn them and they would just creak and pop, and they would turn, but they weren't getting any looser. And all right, guys, the reason I'm focusing on this sign is this part right here. Bad luck. Bad luck usually means not prepared or not thinking clearly, because you know, honestly, I don't believe in bad luck. I believe in not using your head, and that's what happened to me today, guys. Now, here's the thing. The important thing to remember is this trailer has been sitting in that pole barn for 17 years, okay? So all these lugs were rusty as hell, and I didn't really, you know, I didn't think to sand them off, but I'm just going to cut to the chase. And I figured out what the problem was, guys. Does everybody see the L? This is the lug stud that I broke. But does everyone see that L there? Yeah, it's a left-handed thread, guys. The whole time for 2 hours I was pulling in the wrong damn direction. Okay? It's a left-handed thread. I was tightening these instead of, you know. Yeah, I'm pretty pissed at myself right now. Like I said, I had no way of knowing, because I couldn't even see that until I hit it with a wire brush, because I was looking at it and it was just covered in rust even after hitting it with a torch and stuff. And I was like, what are those markings on there? And you know, I'm back home now. Where I went to get the camper is in a place called Oliver Springs. It's out past Oak Ridge. I'm sure most of you have heard of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. You know, it's where they made the atomic bomb that we dropped on Hiroshima. But anyway, you know, it's a good 40-minute drive to get out there, and I really wanted to bring this pop-up camper home, but because of my stupidity and, you know, bad luck, it didn't happen today. So now that I know this, I can just about guarantee I'm going to go out there tomorrow and have the new wheels put on this pop-up camper in probably 20 minutes. You know, I mean, I still got to drag it out of the pole barn to get to the passenger side wheel, but yeah, pretty pissed at myself right now. I should have figured that out. You know, lesson learned. Now I get to try to buy, go online and try to figure out where the hell to buy some left-handed studs, because they're only left-handed on the driver's side, I think. Anyway, I'm going to go back out there in the morning. John wasn't able to go with me today. If he were, then, you know, maybe he would have thought of that. I don't know. But anyway, he's going with me tomorrow. And we're going to get this damn pop-up camper back here and start getting it cleaned up. So, see you in about a millisecond. So, we drove all the way back out here, and yep, that's what it was. Left-handed threads. So, I loosened up those lug nuts, but you know, the camper is almost right against this wall over here. So, I don't want to jack it up and put the other wheel on it yet. I'm going to try to drag it. I put the wheel on the front of it. I'm going to try to drag it out a little bit with a rope before I jack it up to put the new wheels on it. Partially because I can't even get to the wheel on this side. So, and I don't want to put the wheel on this side because then it's going to sit like this and it's probably going to be rubbing this wall over here. So, we got the avalanche hooked to it and a rope. We're just going to try to drag it a little ways out of the building here. Then I'm going to try to put the new wheels on it. Then the issue we have is these railroad ties. I already pulled these two stakes out of the ground. I have got to pull one more stake out of the ground down there and try to move these railroad ties. So I'm going to get on that. One more. Back it up. That rope's gonna snap. Whoa. Hello, Mr. Salamander. Hey, Mr. Salamander. Get out of my way. Ooh, he's slimy. He's slimy. Oh. Anything?
I don't think so.
See the next thing that I messed up. I forgot to crank this back up. I forgot to crank this back up, and when I was dragging this thing down the hill, I just bent it. So now we got to buy a new crank assembly, whatever that's called. Wonderful. Seems like I'm breaking more than I'm fixing on this thing, and we ain't even got it home yet. Well, got a little bit ahead of myself, but we got the camper home. We got it all set up. It's gonna need a lot of cleaning, but yeah, it seems like it's in really good shape. This is all just leaves and dirt and sticks here. We got one window here that the glass had broken, and he's got a piece of plexiglass in there. He said that it works, but it doesn't seal really well, so we're gonna have to fix that window. The rest of the windows look great, and it does have tinted windows, keep the sun out. I mean, this thing's gonna be great, guys, for camping. We got all the cushions in the back of the Avalanche there. They're a little musky from being in the basement. Now I got, my little dilemma with this wheel. Well, even though I went over there and turned them the right way, one of the other studs, I guess I had weakened it from turning it the wrong way, and it broke off. So I got to figure out a way to get 2 reverse threaded studs or something. But go inside here. I said it's really dirty, but we don't have it fully set up yet. As I just mentioned, all the cushions are in the back of the Avalanche, but here's one bed, and that table can go down here, and you can either have a table here. I'm not sure how to set that up. We'll figure it out. I downloaded a PDF manual for this, but you have a table here and 2 benches, or you can clip the table into that bracket right there and lay it across, and makes a bed. Alright, so you got that bed, you got the possibility of a bed here, we got the kitchen here, got our spider, we got our sink, we got the stove that's never been used. Got all kinds of storage space. Problem is, we've got a wiring issue, because I've got it plugged into the house and we don't have any power, so I got to figure out what's going on with that. Over here, we've got, this is a bench with more storage, and it's still got the original fire extinguisher, guys. This is a bench with additional storage, but it also folds out into a bed. You can see the double hinges back here. So, oh yeah, the legs. So I guess, yeah, you just lift this up. Yeah, lift it up and slide it out, and you've got another bed there. And then, of course, you've got a bed here. So it sleeps up to 8 people, guys, because you've got 4 beds total if you want them. We don't need them. It's mainly probably going to be us and the small kids. My other daughters don't really like to go camping. So, like I said, it'll probably mainly just be us and the small kids. But occasionally we might have another daughter. So, we'll just let, the small kids sleep in one bed and we sleep in the other bed. I've got to figure out the seal situation here. We've got this seal up here seems to be too short. See, it runs out here, and that needs to go all the way out, because we definitely, oh yeah, that seal should run all the way around that corner, I think, because that's a wide open gap. I don't like that. Also, I don't like how this moves. If somebody has one of these Apaches, if you could chime in and tell me if it's normal for this to be kind of flimsy like that. See how that moves out? I mean, it seems to be sealed good. These seals seem like they're good. I don't like that flimsiness there. I think everything's in the channels, so yeah. Somebody just chime in. Somebody who's got one of these Apaches, if you're watching this video, let me know if yours does that. I'm going to have a lot of questions. See some wasp nests in the corners here. But, yeah. So we're going to start cleaning on this thing now. Alright guys, you're going to have to excuse my appearance. We've been out here working on this camper all day, and we had record-breaking heat here in Tennessee today. It got up to according to my thermometer, 93 degrees. So they said it's the hottest it's been on this day in 100 years. So anyway, we've been out there working in the camper the whole time, sweating. I'm actually on my second change of clothes, about to take a shower. But anyways, you saw we got it home. we've been, you know, trying to get some stuff out. Every compartment in it's loaded with stuff, guys. I mean, we're finding a lot of stuff. Some stuff that I feel like I need to take back to previous owner. So, you know, we'll probably take care of that tomorrow. There's some high dollar items in there that I think he might want to have. But anyway, stay tuned for another update. We're going to be cleaning, doing some repair videos, and a few other things. So hit the little like button if you like this video, and you know, if you want to see more, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Bad Luck Garage.